Okay, so okay, cool. Yeah, this is it, right?
Say it again.
This is it.
Yeah. So we just have to cover like 4 topics. First four because last two we already done with that other video. I have that video, but I don't have
Okay,
the first one.
okay, cool. Sounds good. Let's start with this first one. Assess the significance of creativity and creative problem solving in business. Do you want to start?
Okay. So the creativity is just like encouraging in the workplace, help to boost their success. And the significance of the creativity is like to bring a new opportunities into the organization, embrace the challenges of the risk involved with that particular development or product improvement, promote innovation, stimulates the mind, and improve the collaboration.
Mhm.
So, with the
Yeah,
help of that, the employee can improve they can solve the problem using their creativity ideas or any kind of thoughts. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, for me, like significance of creativity is that it kind of helps the employees and in turn the organization to generate the new ideas and new opportunities, right? Because like yeah, for example, let's say we have a like a manufacturing company, right? And then in that, if let's say we have a creative engineers working on the line or creative team working on it, then um, when the company can do something which has never been done before, so that will overall improve the creativity of the company of the line, right? And then more thing is, another thing is that the team, the company, they are able to take on more risks because they know that, okay, based on the past experience, we had this issue, we were able to tackle it with our creative thinking. So, when their risk taking, um, basically the risk taking nature, that will go up, which essentially will be very beneficial in this cutthroat market. Another thing is that it generates innovation, it encourages innovation, right? Because yeah, the new opportunities, new ideas, they will in turn lead the company, lead the team into something which, like again, like has never been done before, like it's really new. Like one big example is the boring company. Another one is that it basically keeps all the employees on the toe, right? Because the employees, they know that, okay, nothing is impossible, and then they have this creative team around them. They won't be afraid to basically share anything, however absurd it sounds, to the team, in front of the team. And then they know that collectively the team can decide whether they can move ahead with this idea or not. So in turns, it also improves the collaboration within the organization, within the team.
Sounds great. Yeah.
According to me, in business, like it's intentionally gaining new sites and different ideas from the employees.
Okay. So can we move on second question?
Yeah.
Argue the why change is both as a creative and rational process.
Um, so change definitely is creative, right? I think we can all agree on that. Because I mean, whenever an organization or a team or a company they are going through a change, that's not an easy process. Like it is time consuming. It requires a lot of resources, planning, and in essence, it is a pain. So a company would want to undergo a change only if the change will result in like some kind of benefit, like quality improvement or team bonding or cost, like something like that should be there, which usually is creative. So that is why I think the change definitely should be creative. What do you guys think?
So the rational thought is just based on like clear reason and the
Mhm.
logical progression.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, like for the creativity, it's just like a magical idea pops out like on your mind and you work on that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. So many, and it should be rational because change does not, I mean, creativity does not consider like the values of the organization, the long-term strategy of the organization. Excuse me. Right. So I think change, I mean, yeah, definitely creative because that's the idea generation process. But whether it can be implemented in the company, whether it actually makes sense for the company, that is the rational process that
Yeah.
needs to be there in the change, right? Like all
Like,
employees should agree on it. Like it should be ethical. It should not threat any
yeah.
employee. It should not threat the customers, the shareholders. So I think in that terms, it should be a rational process.
Yes, that is true. I think
And
I
it's
was thinking that,
depends,
sorry, go ahead.
and it's depends on the depth of the change, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Anything else to add to the second point?
That's it.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to the third one. Determine the theories of creativity, problem solving, and thinking, and describe how these work in concert to achieve creative problem process. Okay, I think for theories of creativity, like we had a few theories, right? I mean, the first one is that the person should be creative. Second one is that the organization should encourage the creativity. Basically, they should support creativity. Third thing is that the employee, the company, they should be risk taking. And then another one is that the employee should be at some degree an expert in the field that he or she is working on, right? I think these are the four theories.
Yes. Also, in the problem solving,
Hmm.
we have to have a clarify or identify the problem or research the problem, formulate the creative challenges, generate the ideas, combine and evaluate the ideas, draw up the action plan, and then after you have to work on it.
Hmm. Theories of, let me Google it as well. Okay, yeah, so this is a good image that I was able to find. So theories of problem solving is first step is problem recognition. Like we should be able to define what exactly is the problem, right? I mean, what's the constraint? Like, okay, I mean, these are the top, let's say 4 or 5 things. Basically, I mean, it's 5 whys, right? I mean, if we undergo the 5 why process, then we should be able to find the root cause. So that would be a constraint recognition. Then involvement recognition. I think who all are the parties that should be included in the problem statement, or I mean, who all do we need to come, sit in a room and discuss this problem, right? And then situational motivation in problem. And then I think this is some kind of, a catalyst. Okay, I mean, if we do not solve this problem by this date, this is the impact on the company. So I think that's the situational motivation, like just an example, right? So recognize a problem, identify who all should be in one room, recognize the constraints, okay, why we are not able to do it. And then situational motivation would be, I mean, if we do not solve this problem in, let's say, 1 month, then we'll lose this customer, or I mean, the product quality will be so bad that it will automatically be removed off the market, something like that. And then communicative action in problem solving. Okay, well, I mean, how exactly are we going to communicate? I think this is where the PMs come into picture, right? Information for funding.
Yeah.
I think this is just the information side of things. Okay, what all information do we need? But yeah, I think this is theory, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah, that is true. So let me talk about the problem solving and the
Mm-hmm.
creativity. So like most of the entrepreneur and as well as like in the corporation, they are facing a problem. Like they are facing a problem to
Mm-hmm.
develop their ideas for filling gaps or any kind of missing information for the development. So there is like whether those opportunity involve establish a new company or start a new enterprise within an existing company. Some of the problem include like staff hiring and managing problem, handling a legal compliances, funding, marketing, and including the paying tax to the government. So you can use like as a crowdsourcing as a creative solver problem. On the other hand, you can use also the brainstorming, storyboarding, and team creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the tools you can use that, and based on that, there is a possibility to solve the problem using that creativity ideas.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Anything else to add, Lakshmi?
First, for the problem solving, we have to plan accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Forecasting is important.
Yeah.
Can we move on to the other question then?
This one. Describe how three work in concert to achieve the creative problem-solving process. So I think we kind of discussed this already, right? Because
Yeah, I just
for
spoke.
any problem, we need creativity, problem-solving ability, and thinking. I mean, always they need to go in parallel together if we have to achieve this creative problem-solving process. Because this is something that usually, I mean, have to do that has never been done before, never been implemented, at least in the company, maybe like anywhere in the world as well. So in that terms, I think, yeah, I mean, creativity that is required, thinking is required, and a good problem solving ability, right?
Yeah.
Already, let's move on to the fourth one.
Describe the benefit of developing various perspectives of problem solving. Any thoughts on this one, guys?
I think perspectives.
The benefit of developing various perspectives of problem solving. So, like in a simple language, I can say that there is a lots of benefit involved in this kind of a problem solving thing. So, if you consider yourself like working in an organization, solving a problem on one particular thing, and the creative ideas comes in your mind, and based on that ideas, you solve that problem in a different way. So, on the way of that journey, you found a different solution, and as well as like a new techniques which can bring organization at another level. For example, you solve that problem and save the time and then cost and a different kind of involvement which can increase the revenue in the organization.
Yeah, makes sense.
So those are the
um,
benefits involved.
yeah, so I think the perspective is important because that essentially helps us develop, a better understanding of the things and see the challenge or difficulty or the problem statement at a different angle. Because I mean, in many movies also, right? I mean, it's a weird example, but yeah, in many movies, we've heard this dialogue where policeman is saying, "Okay, what would the criminal do?" I think it goes some like along this line of, I mean, you cannot think with just one mindset. If you're working in a company, many times you have to think with the mindset of our customers. Like our customer can be, someone from sales, someone from marketing, someone from
Vendors.
technical side. So again, in that terms, like we definitely need that perspective. Another benefit is like I mean, it essentially like in terms of like HR and diversity perspective, it helps the team and the company avoid any kind of judgment, right? For example, like like talking about uh, the HR side of things, right? I mean, women can fear anything. That is just like looking at different perspective, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, that is it, and I think it also respond to any challenge constructively, right? And then yeah, I think this is pretty much it.
Lakshmi, do you want to add something on it?
Um, According to the business, the entrepreneur should think like that. I know everything. He should get out from that mentality, and he should like focus on the root cause of the problem.
Okay.
Firstly, understand the right solution for the problem. That's it.
Got it. Thank you. Then let me stop the recording and take a look into it. Okay, give me one moment.